Hi friends, my name is Borrodante and welcome back to the Outlandish Curiosity. So a lot of you friends gave a bunch of suggestions about how to improve the logo, and thank you so much for that, that was super helpful. Mwah. Also, Kevin had a couple of ideas, like we should even out the letters. Even though the letters are all different, they still should have one line, one place that gives us an idea that this is the letters that are supposed to be read as words. So I guess that's a good idea to even them out a bit on the top line. That would improve the readability and everything. What else? Also, he said that the first S letter on the Outlandish Curiosity has a lot of angles, and this one is like super round, which is really weird. I think we should go with the angular kind of design for this one, so we should fix that. One of the fronts in the comments said that it would be cool to make Gilbert Rufflestum's smaller. Like, we have it smaller already, but it really feels weird. Like, it's smaller, but a little bit smaller, and that's kind of lame. So if Gilbert Rufflestum's is smaller, it should be like actively smaller. I guess that makes sense. So we'll do that. And I guess that will solve a bit of a problem here, like there's a lot of details and not a lot of space left in this area. And if we make it smaller, I hope that this curve of the S letter will be somewhere around here, which will even out the details. So that's cool. And the greatest help was from the front named Alina Yugosna. She wrote a huge comment about a bunch of stuff, like about the whole font science, whatever that's called. So yeah, she pointed out a bunch of problems with irregular thickness of the letters, and sometimes the spaces are uneven as well, which makes it harder to read, as well as the unobvious stroke order in the letters, like M, or in here as well. So there's gonna be a whole bunch of small adjustments to make the font look appropriate. So let's get started. Okay, that's pretty cool. It really feels like we have an idea of two different logos here, two different titles. Like Gilbert Rufflestum's is the one thing, but this is the story that's called Outlandish Curiosity. That's kinda cool. Brings the more appropriate message. Oh, I also remember someone said that the G letter is kind of small comparing to the R letter. And I think that's really bringing up that idea that I mentioned before, like with this O letter, that I had to make it a bit bigger, like even before I made it huge, just to make things uneven at all. G letter is round, so it seems a bit smaller, but also it's too thin, as well as this tail from the R letter, and a whole bunch of other ones. So we have to work with the thickness, but I think we also should increase the size of the G letter just a little bit. Now let's start working with the Gilbert Rufflestum's in small details to make sure that we fix it, because it has the biggest amount of problems, considering it's supposed to look like a straight font, so it has more obvious problems to it. I wonder if it's justifiable to go with this kind of trick. On T letters, we have this rounding of a corner from the top, but on F letters, it's from the bottom. Because if from the top, it would look kind of too overwhelming for the top area in general, because there's these curls in here and they're pretty massive, so I moved the roundings to the bottom. Well, anyway, for now I think it will go like this. Maybe we'll make roundings on T letters from the bottom as well. But for now I think it's cool. So yeah, spent quite a while right now on making letters make sense in all kinds of ways. I think it's working out. I'm probably still neglecting certain areas that I should address if it would be like an actual creation of a font or something. But I'll try my best, because I want these top letters, the top line, to look as straight and real fonty as possible. So yeah, let's make an effort to make it work. So I'm cloning the letters that are the same, like the L letter, the E letter, so they would be really identical. At the bottom line, it's really not necessary to do because they're really adaptive, sort of. They're more of a shapes than letters, but still has to follow certain common ideas. Okay, I think we're more or less done with the Gilbert Rufflestumps font. I think it turned out pretty cool. Old version, new version. I think this S letter should be slightly bigger, because it seems smaller than everything else. Okay, seems cool. For now, I can't see any obvious flaws or something. Let's keep going. Let's do some polishing for the Outlandish Curiosity. Okay, so here's the final version for now. I decided to go with this dynamics from the bottom, like it's going with, I don't know, this kind of silhouette. And in here as well. Kinda looks cool and makes sense for the eye. I'm really interested on what it's gonna look like when we'll render it into the metal. I think it's gonna look pretty cool. Like unusual, combining this kind of shapes with metal material. Okay, now for one last thing, one last mistake. Is this UM connection as same as the UR in here? UT is fine, so I guess these two. Well, kind of UF as well. Anyway, the problem is, the way I connect the lines in here is incorrect from the point of how would you write the letters. If they're connected, they're implied to be like handwritten, sort of. So the point is, we would write it UM. So it goes up, but I connect it from the bottom. Now, the thing is that I don't really imply that this is the handwritten font, obviously. Yet this connection is somehow bringing this reference, I guess, like it seems like it's what I meant. And I feel like I'm not sure if it's okay to ignore this fact. I don't have any like knowledge about fonts and how horrible things are if you don't pay attention to them. Okay, I autistically got distracted with the G letter, but I think it looks a lot better this way now. So anyway, I'm not sure what to do with this thing. I'm gonna keep this version because I still think it's the best in this case. But let's try to maybe connect letters differently or remove the connection at all. But that really was the only way we went around the U letter. It's always connected, otherwise we have no way to go with it. Like, this looks lame, even if we make it a bit longer. It's still uncool, and it's a huge distance, it doesn't work. So what am I supposed to do here? This is not gonna work. This is not a handwritten font. I don't know. I feel like this is totally fine. Like, this connection doesn't apply any type of font, it's just a decor connection in the logo. Will that work? I'll be standing next to each copy of the book, next to people who read them, and explain that. Okay? If anyone has a problem with that. Now, we have the whole thing done, except one last thing I noticed. I don't have a single swirly thing touching the other letter, except for this moment. And that is wrong. Let's make some distance in here. I guess the S letter should move a bit. Okay, so let's try rendering this all together from scratch, like we're gonna be using this color palette, of course. So that will be helpful in that sense, but otherwise it's not really usable now. So we'll have the palette around here. Oh yeah, I had to tone down the white color a little bit, because when you're working with something super precise for a while and it's just pure black with pure white, my eyes went whoa. So yeah, had to tone down the contrast a bit. Okay, so these are the basic spots that I'm gonna be using. Okay, color 1 done. Well, more or less drafty. Let's add more of a side colors. Okay, I think I almost haven't missed anything with the second color. So we're kind of halfway through. I remember someone in the comments said, what if we add some extra materials to it, like not only make it metal, but maybe something else combined? I don't know, I think it will look very confusing, like letters are messed up enough themselves. We can make Gilbert Rufflestum's like silver or something, but I don't think it's a good idea to make it stone. But yeah, we're gonna do the gemstones for all the dots things. So that will be fun. But for now, let's continue. Even though my hand is really hurting already. Hardcore rendering, man. Okay, so I guess the only thing that's left is the brightest highlights. And the rim reflection as well. So let's do those. Done with the metal. Now let's do some jams. So I'm thinking like rich green will look cool. Let's try it out on these 4. Oh my god, I can paint gemstones. I had no idea. It looks kinda nice, I like it. Done! So here we are, after, I don't know, 3 hours of non-stop hardcore epic rendering. Well, that was really cool. I hope we're really close to the final result, meaning we won't have to fix much. Yeah, I added this blue glow to the stones. It's not exactly usable everywhere, meaning if it's gonna be on a transparent background, it won't be able to glow, it's gonna be like a blue fog. But anyway, using Photoshop it can be used everywhere. Also on the white background. Alright. There, some fancy book-like effects. Cool, with shadows it's gonna fit everywhere. really nicely. Oh my god, I'm so tired. It's like, you know what it is. It's morning. Well, the result is pretty cool. I love it. Maybe you should make a bit brighter the letters on Gilbert Rufflestum's. But I'll take a look at it in the morning. Maybe I'll do that. You guys tell me what you think. This is, like, right now, this is the final result. If I haven't missed anything. I don't know, I hope I made the font pretty much bearable, especially with the Gilbert Rufflestum's line. I don't know. We'll see what everyone says. And I thank you for watching if you did. I guess you did if you're here. Leave a like and subscribe. Tell a friend. Consume more water and protein. Do whatever you want. And I will see you in the next one. Bye. I'm so falling asleep right now, like actively falling, like it's gonna be a punch into a pillow.